Hi guys, my name is Natalia and welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do an October wrap up / November TBR. So October was not a good month for me, unfortunately. I only read 3.5 books. I don't know, I've been like in a slight reading slump and I was not feeling well mentally. Let's just get into it. So I actually started off October very strong because I read a book that I gave 5 stars, and that was Divine Rivals. I love this book so much. It has become like one of my favorite books of all time. So this is a fantasy novel, very popular these days, and it tells a story of Iris, who is working as a journalist, and her like workplace rival is called Roman. So they are like rivals because they are fighting for the same position at this newspaper. And also in the meantime, kind of like far away from where they live, there is a war between gods, and Iris's brother has enlisted in the military and went there to fight. So she's very worried about her brother. Her mother is not doing well, and yes, she has this rival. And the key point in the story is she has a typewriter, and this typewriter is it's not normal, it's kind of magical. So she's been actually writing letters to her brother, but because she doesn't have an address, she cannot technically send them. So what she would do is she would put it like underneath her wardrobe. But the letters started disappearing, and at first there was no response. So she thought maybe her brother is actually getting them, but then the response finally came, and it turned out it was not her brother. But this person didn't really introduce themselves, so she didn't know who she was talking to. But that person was obviously Roman, and he knew that he was talking to Iris, but she didn't know that. So that's what the story is about, basically. It's so beautiful. Like, the romance is so beautiful. I feel like the world building isn't like crazy, so I feel like even if you're a fantasy beginner, you can read this because it's not gonna make you like confused or anything. I love this book so much. It talks about grief, war, friendship, and obviously love, beautiful love. All I can say is, if you have not read it, you should go and read it because it's one of the best books I've ever read. Okay, then the second book I read this month was Serpent and Dove. I borrowed it from the library, so I don't have a copy with me because I already returned it, and I'm actually glad I borrowed it because I would have regretted it if I had bought it because I didn't really enjoy it. So I gave it 3.5 stars. It's kind of complicated to say, but yeah, basically it's like a love story between a witch and a witch hunter. So we have, what was her name? Now I forgot even the character's names, but the female main character, she was running away from her coven because oh no, I think I cannot tell that because that would be spoiler. But yeah, she's running away from her coven, and then one day she kind of crosses paths with this witch hunter, and they are forced kind of by the circumstances into marriage. So it is like marriage of convenience trope, and yeah, as you can imagine, they're slowly falling for each other. So I think it was a very good read for spooky season because it was very atmospheric and it had witches, so it was like perfect October read. And I feel like the plot was nicely paced, like there weren't many boring moments, so that was nice. But like the characters, I didn't really like them, especially the main characters. The main male character was so dull. The romance like didn't swoon me either. The secondary characters were a bit more interesting, but still was not like to the point that I would love them. And there were just a few scenes. I think they were supposed to be funny, but I was just cringing so much. Even now thinking about it, I want to cringe. And also about the romance again. So I feel like they went from enemies to lovers a bit too quickly. I don't know, it just didn't feel genuine to me. And actually, the reviews for the second book in this series are pretty bad. So the average rating for the first book is on Goodreads is 4 stars, and then for the second it's like 3.5 stars. So we really go downhill. That's why I think I will not continue this series, unfortunately, because if I already didn't like the first book and most people don't seem to like the second book, I feel like it would just be a waste of time. But it was not a bad book. Like, I still gave it 3.5 stars. It could have been worse, but I just didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would. Okay, and the next book that I read was a thriller called The Silent Patient. So it is a psychological thriller, and in this book we follow Alicia, who shot her husband 5 times in the face, and after that she stopped speaking, and now she's living in like psychiatric facility. And there is this psychotherapist who's really interested in her life story, and he really wants to help her to the point that he quits his current job and he applies for a job at the place where Alicia is being treated at. So he gets the job and he gets to like actually talk with her. I mean, it's not really a conversation because she doesn't speak, but yeah, he's trying to help her. So we have like 2 points in the story. So we have the Alicia's diary. So we have parts of her diary, and then the other parts are told from the psychotherapist's perspective. And yeah, I have to say the plot was pretty shocking. I gave it 4 stars. I definitely enjoyed it, definitely couldn't put it down. And the chapters are super short, so you're just gonna fly through it if you want to read it. It's very quick and intense read, so I definitely enjoyed it. And actually I was very impressed when I found out that this is the author's debut novel. I was like, wow, such a good job for your first novel, and it is very popular as well, so I think I can definitely recommend it. Okay, and now I said I read 3.5 books, and so as you can predict, the next book that I'm about to talk about I have not finished yet, and I'm so close to DNFing it, and that is Court of Mist and Fury. This book is so hyped up. It has such a high rating, and so many people say it's their favorite in the entire series. The ACOTAR series is what I'm talking about, but I'm at the page 346 and nothing has happened yet. Like, nothing significant. I'm bored so much. The characters are just talking, going to different places, the places are being described, more talking. Nothing significant has happened yet. I just don't understand, why does it have to be so thick? It's just boring. I don't even like the characters that much. Like, okay, kind of like Raisin, but the other characters, I'm like, like, you know, they're all just like this scary, super attractive, mysterious, broody, sarcastic. Like, why do they all have to be so similar to each other? I don't know, but I'm very close to DNFing it, because I feel like this is one of the reasons why I got into a reading slump, because reading this has been so difficult. And I'm sorry if you love this series. I know this book and this series is loved by so many people, but I am not enjoying it at all, and it just, I don't want to force myself. You know, technically I am like close to an end, like getting close to an end, so maybe I should just finish it, but I don't think I will give it more than 3.5 stars, maybe. know, like maybe at the end, I mean, I'm sure at the end it's going to like pick up the pace, maybe there will be some plot twist, but I don't think it can redeem itself to the point of me giving it more than 2.5 stars. I don't know, I will let you know later whether I decide to finish it or not, but I guess it's just not for me. Maybe I'll try the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J Maas, because I'm not sure if I want to continue reading this one. We'll see. Okay, so now let's talk about my November TBR. So it's already 5th of November and I didn't actually start reading any book, so I've been only reading the A Court of Mist and Fury. But I really hope I can get out of my reading slump. So the first 2 books that I want to read have kind of similar vibes because they are both dark academia and they both talk about like secret societies. The first one is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo, and the second one is Bani by Mona Awad. I'm not sure how to pronounce her name. Anyway, so this one has way better reviews than this one, but I still want to give this one a go, even though people say like you're not even gonna know what is happening. You're gonna be like, what is even happening? It's very weird from what I heard. So I'm very intrigued. It's not very long. It's like 305 pages. So I feel like it's going to be a pretty quick read. And then this one, I really love Leigh Bardugo, so I want to check out another book of hers. So these 2 are definitely on my TBR, and the next one is One of Us is Next. This is the second book in the series. The first one was One of Us is Lying, and this has been on my shelf for like a few months. I don't know why. Like I keep telling myself I will read it, but I end up not reading it. I don't know, like I gave the first book 4 stars. I'm not saying I hated it, but it almost felt like the story ended there. But like then we have like 2 more books in the series. So anyway, but I did get this book, so I might as well just read it. Maybe it will be amazing, who knows. So hopefully I can read it this month. If I have more time, I will just read more. That depends, because semester is slowly coming to an end and I'm slowly starting to get more things to study. So yeah, we'll see, guys. So that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what was your favorite read of October. Mine was definitely Divine Rivals, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.